There was another interesting study that was done by a researcher. Well, it was led by this researcher by the name of James Cone. And what he was looking at was the subjective experience of pain and measuring brain activity in what was called an fMRI. So it was like an MRI machine, but they were able to look at blood flow patterns and look at areas of the brain that were activated during the experience of pain. So the way that this experiment was set up is he'd have a person go into an MRI machine. Their head would be inside the actual tube, and then the rest of their body would be exposed. And then he would have this device that would generate a painful electric shock to a part of their body. And usually it was like a foot or an ankle or something like that. And so they would shock the person, and the person would be like, "Oh, that hurt." And they could measure what parts of the brain lit up. And they were able to measure those and see what areas of the brain were activated when the person experienced pain. Then they did the same thing, except they had a loved one of the person in the MRI come in and hold their hand while they were going through the experiment. And what they found was fascinating. Even though the same areas of the brain lit up when the shock was administered, people didn't feel as much pain associated with it, simply by having another person there with them holding their hand